Ready then. Successful indie author. May I write a novel? May 19th, 19 days into the writing challenge. How are we doing? I'm doing okay. On track, but I got 100 pages of a second book that I'm a co-author on that I need to review. So I've been working on that a little at a time in between my writing sprints, still making progress. And that's what it's all about. Keep making progress, keep moving forward. There's Stanley, of course. He starts licking every time as soon as I go live, but that's okay. I'm told you can't hear it. And there we go. And this morning on our walk, we saw a porcupine. Yes, no, Stanley did not chase after it. He wanted to, but he responds well to verbal commands, and he did not chase after the porcupine. It ran through our yard. It waddled, I should say, through our yard. So what are you writing about today? What character traits are you putting into your story? My character, my main character, the guy, the whole series is named after him. He's been waylaid in sickbay, and the medics have taken him out of the mix. So now I've got the secondary characters carrying the plot for a short while until he can escape from the hospital and get back into the fray. It's a constant thing between me and my dog. So he can get into the fray. So secondary gives us a chance to build up secondary characters and interact them with the reader so they can start embracing the full team as opposed to just the main character. And even though the first book had a lot of the main characters, still introduced the secondary characters, and then the second book building upon those secondary characters as well as killing some, of course, because, hey, it's war and that happens. So what are you doing with your characters? Are you giving your secondary characters a chance to shine? Are you taking them places you didn't know they needed to go? What's the journey of those secondary characters? What's their backstory? And how much is too much? How much can you put in and not take the reader out of the overall story? So the secondary characters, they're moving the plot forward because they're going to the fight that the main character cannot get to at present. So that side plot is him getting into the fight. So how does he escape hospital? How does he do? So these are what I'm working on today, tomorrow, probably take a few days to get this part of the story reintegrated, where he rejoins his section and is able to join the war. That's what I'm working on. How can you make your characters stronger and more realistic, more relatable? Are they relatable? That's a question your readers can answer. So maybe you run a passage by your readers and see what they think. Let them provide the input on that character development track. It helps to get that second set of eyes, because sometimes it's just a little tweak, a word here and word there, and all of a sudden it resonates. It's magic and it works. So that's the end result that you want to give out to the readers. Develop those characters. Relatable. Relatable is the big thing. If they're not relatable, people will stop reading, because they want to read about characters that they can relate to, that they can understand. Develop them, make magic happen, and move on. Keep that story rolling. Collectively, we've managed 2.3 million words for the Successful Indie Author participants for the May Writing Challenge. Good on everybody for logging their words, getting them in there, and getting the good words. We're not trying to set any records here with how many words we can jam. I'm not a fan of that. I used to write a lot of words, but I want to write good words and only good words. So I write a lot fewer nowadays. Not that the old words are bad, but that's all. I was focused entirely on writing that. Now I've got a lot of other things going on, but getting the good words. So limit yourself, focus, do the sprints to isolate yourself and focus on the story for that brief period of time, and get the words you need to get in order to keep the story moving forward. Characters, plot, background, world building. Those are the big three that work together to keep the readers reading, keep you writing, keep you storytelling, and in the end, hopefully make some money off it. Hope is a lousy plan, but if you put the pieces in place, then you improve your odds vastly to make money from this little thing we call writing. All right. Keep writing. Peace, fellow humans.